Right, thanks for joining us today. I'm joined by a very special visit today down at Northside, the 4-time world champion Barry Briggs. Thanks for having a quick chat with me today, Barry. What brings you to Northside?
Well, I come up to do a 3-day ride with Bill Brown and friends, and I did 2 of the days, and on the 3rd day, Bill had to do something else, so I didn't do it. I need a bit of help now with the hours to get me boots on.
So you've had a look around the place this afternoon. What's your first impressions of the track down here in Workington?
It took me so long to find the place. I've been here 3/4 of an hour. It's been sent in all different directions. And originally I was very close to it. But when I've seen it, it's amazing. It looks a beautiful track. And I mean, so Stevie obviously understands what a speedway track should look like. And that looks beautiful to me.
Yeah, does it look like any of the tracks you've ridden in the past?
I can't really put a finger on one of them, but the nice bit of banking and the nice shape and the size, it's beautiful. You know, some tracks become too big, some have got too square of corners, but maybe this is a bit too easy to ride.
Yeah.
We'll soon find out.
So you rode yourself at Derwent Park back in 1974 in a match race against Ivan Major.
Yeah.
What's your memories of that night?
Not really a lot. It was just racing for Ian Thomas. And,
Yeah.
You know, that was special, and he always had a side attraction, and you know, it was a match race, and match race is not you're more demonstration than what you are running over each other, and you know, so it was good.
Yeah. Did you ride there any other times as well, or not?
Do you know what? I can't remember. I've ridden so many times. But yeah, I did go back there a couple of times, and because it was this queer shaped track.
Yeah.
And it was very technical. It wasn't what it looked. It wasn't just a hit it flat out type of thing. It wasn't like that, because I remember the corner coming into the finish was very tight, that if you did a big sweep, all of a sudden the fence come back at you.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want, because you lose your speed, but you can also hit the bloody thing, and that's not good for your body.
No, it's not. Definitely not. So Speedway's changed quite a lot since you were racing back in the 50s, 60s and 70s. Are you still involved now with Speedway in any way?
No, not really, but wherever I am, I live in America, in
Yeah.
California, so I go to California quite a bit. But, you know, I still love the game, and I've just come back from New Zealand a couple of weeks ago, and I'm lucky, people are really nice to me. And some people in Invercargill, which is next stop is the South Pole, his kids started a ride, and one of another person that I was friendly with years ago, and when I got down there, the track was free, and I spent the Sunday helping these kids, and it's lovely because you can see kids start off on it and they battle, and there's few fundamentals that if you get them right, you know, that it's easy, like grabbing the hold of the throttle. If you tell them to grab it 10 times, they probably do 3 times the same place, you know, so you put a little bit of bar across it, fits with your fingers, so when you get on your throttle, you're always the same, because when you come out of the corner, you don't want your arm down there because it's not strong, so it's got to be in a strong place, so that bit of bar across the handlebar is important, and it's such a simple thing, but it can take you 2 or 3 years to latch onto that. But I was lucky that, you know, I had good mates running more, and that was helping me, so that I was helped up a little bit on it, a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. Well, our team this year, the Comets, are in the National Development League over here in England, which is like the bottom tier, so it's for up-and-coming riders with young riders. So we're going to have quite a young team this season. So have you got any words of advice that you'd like to give to our lads?
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like when I started in New Zealand, I had no money, and they had a training track. So I was the boy that everybody shout, hey, I want fuel, my tyres. And for that, I got 10 laps. So everybody comes to a speedway track and goes flat out down the straight and then shut it up from the corner. Well, I went out. That's not really what I want to learn, going down a straight. So I'd go down the straight slow and go as fast as and all the riders that were there paying money to ride, I think it was 6pence a lap. And they go, oh, what an idiot. But, you know, I got in my brain that the corners are the things that counts, you know, and that's what you got to work out. What is important? And with my Tony, I spent a lot of time with Tony, and he was a fantastic rider, but he couldn't drop his clutch. If Tony was starting again, the first thing I learned from getting A to B as quick as you can, that's from the start to the first corner. You know, I didn't think about it or worry about it. And years ago, the bikes were so hard to ride. You could pass blokes and line them up on that.
Yeah.
But nowadays, everybody's got, and I bought the lay down bike into being, and they really should have knocked that on the head when I first did it. And it's made it so fast and so difficult to pass people. Because if you rammed a stake in the middle of the track and you put a string on the rider and you kept that string taut all the time, you can't go any faster than that. But when you went down on the straight and you had to turn back, you worked out ways to turn the bike. You had speed. But now it's a different game.
Yeah, it is a completely different game
It
now.
is a completely different game. And I look back, and I bored out, and I probably would have been very unhappy if they banned me, but they should have banned me. No,
Yep.
You don't get everything. Well, I got it right because I figured with a lay down I could have been world champion within that year because I'd retired, and I made it that it just goes to the first corner quick, but I couldn't get the carburetors right, and that's what crunched me. And I got hurt in the end because the carburetor jammed on the thing. So, but I look at it, and I think passing is important, but the thing is about the racing, it's quick and it's in and out, and you get a good race, you might get a bad race, but it's quickly over, and you sit a lot of racing. You'll sit there for hours and the same people will be in the same position. You're dropping off to sleep. I think, Speedway's got everything it needs. It just needs, touching a bit, but, it's been running a long time, and it was really big time when I come over to start with. The crowds were huge, and it was kind of before rock and roll, and all the young girls used to come to it. It was an unbelievable happening Speedway then. But now the world's changed and it's a different thing. But it's still really good entertainment. I think if it's promoted properly, it'll do well.
Yeah, good. That's great to hear. Well, thanks very much for sitting down and having a chat with me today, Barry. It's been an absolute privilege talking to a legend such as yourself.
I don't know about the legend, but I could go around, but you teach a monkey to do it, actually.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.